Preparing to give an answer. Part 5. Suffering is the unfortunate byproduct of evil. Spiritual, emotional, financial, or bodily suffering that comes at the bequest of evil becomes further proof that anything contrary to God's will is bad, harmful, painful, and can lead to death, physical or eternal. We can read about God's covenant with Abram in Genesis 15:13-16, revealing two things. The first is that God has a plan and a purpose for all things human, and the second is He will bring all things to fruition, in great mercy, giving mankind every opportunity to turn to Him. Then the Lord said to Abram, "Know this for certain, your offspring will be foreigners in a land that does not belong to them, they will be enslaved and oppressed 400 years. 14 However, I will judge the nation they serve, and afterward, they will go out with many possessions. 15 But you will go to your fathers in peace and be buried at a ripe old age. 16 In the fourth generation, they will return here, for the iniquity of the Amorites has not yet reached its full measure." If God didn't have the greater goal in mind of redeeming hell-bent mankind, He could have reared Abraham's offspring in the promised land right then. My point is that even when we don't understand how every situation fits into God's overall plan and end goal, we must keep our focus on the plan that is revealed in His Word and have faith that God is faithful in carrying out His plan. In Revelation 21:1-6, the prize at the end of the rainbow is revealed. Sin cannot be allowed to persist in God's heaven or on earth in the New Jerusalem on the new earth during the millennial kingdom. After a final battle and the great white throne judgment where death and Hades are cast into the lake of fire along with those whose names are not found in the Lamb's book of life, we read in verses 21-27, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea no longer existed. 2 I also saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared like a bride adorned for her husband. 3 Then I heard a loud voice from the throne, 'Look! God's dwelling is with humanity, and He will live with them. They will be His people, and God Himself will be with them and be their God. For He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will no longer exist, grief, crying, and pain will exist no longer because the previous things have passed away.' 5 Then the one seated on the throne said, 'Look! I am making everything new.' He also said, 'Write, because these words are faithful and true.' 6 And He said to me, 'It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give water as a gift to the thirsty from the spring of life.' Here is the question for all of us: will our names remain in the Lamb's book of life? We alone are responsible to keep them there.